Gayatri. I'm from the computer science department.
All of us are
in dual degree.
Yeah, I'm Puneet, computer science 5th year.
I'm Sagar, 5th year, dual degree computer science.
So we all got placed in Goldman Sachs.
Okay, fine. We'll start off with actually the misconception people have regarding Goldman Sachs. It is, yes, a financial firm, but the role is, I think we can call it fintech because it is partly technology, partly finance. I think I can say it's more of technology and strats rather than finance.
But the role is analyst. It's called analyst, so this is a bit misleading. It should come under the analytics division. And like I, for one, have like 0 fund days in finance. So it's the job you're doing is that of an analyst with a financial background. So what GS does is, like, once you get in, they have a proper training period where they discuss, like, where they teach you finance. So they're not expecting any financial knowledge from you. All they're looking for is someone who can pick up things very easily, and that is very, like, you can see that during the interview process. So,
So just getting the demographics of this audience, how many of you are from CS and electrical? So, guys, settle down, please. So, okay, fine. Statistically, GS picks mostly people from CS and electrical because they think they have good coding background. But for one, although I am from electrical, I didn't attempt the code. So, okay, the test is consisting of 3 sections this time. One was ML, one was quant, the other was coding. So I attempted only the quant section because that was the only section I was thorough with. And the good part about GS is, even if you attempt one section well, they'll consider you for the shortlist. So the only difference between, I would say, other hiring process and that of GS is looking for you to fit into a team. So unless and until your profile or what they like, if whatever they're looking for, that particular team is within you, they'll pick you up. But it is not it's very specific. It is not like generic where they take, say, 5 or 6 people and then after some training period then put into teams. The teams decide then and there itself if they want to take you or not. So that way, I would say it's very complicated. So don't think too much about all of that. Just do your test well. And the interviews, I'll just give a very basic, brief overview of how my interview was. So I had 7 rounds of interview, and in the first round of interview, yeah, I know 7 is a lot, believe me. So in the first round of interview, I was asked, I think, the first couple of questions were coding, where I think the interview understood I had no clue about what he was talking or I was talking. So then he asked me puzzles, that went well, and then it was a series of interviews with a lot of quant, mostly probability, and then I think a bit of linear algebra. Yeah, mostly, yeah, that much. And regarding how I prepared, frankly, I was not aiming for GS. I was lucky that there were test shortlists with people below 9 of other departments scrapped off.
Okay,
yes.
Question. Was there any CG cutoff?
Yes. There was a CG cutoff this time with I think CS and LF having 7.5, the other rest branches having 9. I know which is unfair. We'll try to change it. We are not making any promises, but we will try to make sure that we are at least trying to lower that 9 CG cutoff. Yes. So that way I was lucky because I didn't have much competition. Guys. Okay.
We try to change it.
Yes.
If we change it, then it will be relevant.
So I think there was actually one person, Srijit, he is from chemical. I think some of you might be knowing him. He had some 9.7 level CPO. So he was the only non-LXCS guy who got into GS. Like this time from the campus hiring. So yes. So keep in mind that there might be a CG cutoff. So don't keep all your hopes on GS because many of them were dashed this year. By many, I will say like many were dashed. I personally know many people who were. We actually tried changing it, but it didn't work out. But we will try to change it this time. Let's see. Interview. Okay, so I'll just complete my interview experience. So yeah, so it was mostly probab and quant. Probably I had done the basic math course, but then I didn't remember much of it. So the thing is that I actually took fun days from people who got into interns like Archana and Saryu. Talking to people who have gone through the interview process with the kind of questions, so like if you find one question in the same blog or forum, you'll find some other questions, so just try solving them. It shouldn't be so difficult. Again, not the answer, the approach that is more important for any interview, I would say, not just for GS or something like that. So I was lucky that 2 of my interviews went well and both of them were from the same team. So thankfully I got picked up by the team. Some of them, so out of the 7, I don't remember the specifics. I have to recall all of them. We'll just share the feedback. You guys will share the feedback with them. We'll just put it in that. Yep. So we'll just go on.
Yeah. So like she said, for the test there are 3 rounds. One is coding, ML, and quant. So for quant, it's basically puzzles and basic probability questions.
Yeah, and in the test, there was calculus, there was probability, and linear algebra.
Yeah. So I would suggest this book called 50 Challenging Problems in Probability or something like that.
40.
Yeah, which was really good. Like it starts on a very basic level and goes to really complex problems. So you can try that out.
Heard on the street as
I just followed this one and it was really helpful for quant. And coding, I mean, I don't know how many of you are interested in it, but coding, it was very basic level. There's this website called Geeks for Geeks. So you can do like the basic problems in that. So I don't know if you people are interested, but if you are, then don't neglect it. It's very easy. Like if you do 2 rounds out of these 3, you have a very good chance of having a lot of interviews. And ML, I mean, I wasn't very confident, so I just packed that and like focused on these 2. So focus on your strengths and give your best for them instead of trying to do okay in all 3. That is a bad approach. So I would suggest that focus on your strengths. That is a test, and after that interview, I also had 6 or 7 rounds of interviews. So it's basically like each team interviews you. So every interview is like one person in their team. So finally they have this discussion amongst all the team, like different teams, and then they decide who to choose for their team. They're like, I'll take this person. So it's like that. It's not like rounds, so they are separate. So it's okay if some of your interviews go bad. And my interviews were mostly just very simple coding questions, like algorithmic questions and puzzles and probability. Like be very, very thorough with your concepts of probability and
especially I think problems related to expectation values. That is something which they will be looking
they
for.
always ask like expected value.
Always.
Yeah. And
You can just revise the probability course here. That's more than enough. I didn't strictly remember everything, but even if you just remember the basic concepts, that will be enough for the probability thing. The coding is also not very tough. And yeah, that's it. They are just separate teams, so even if you only have like 1 or 2 good interviews, that might be enough based on your luck.
so some of us had interviews at night as well. So we were really tired, like some 7 plus 7 interviews as well. So it's fine. I mean, like you can talk to them, they're very friendly, like don't be tense or anything. Even if you don't solve some problems, they'll kind of help you. So the whole funda is you have to pick up their hints and then come to the answer, or at least even understand what they're saying. So that is what they're looking for, because some questions you can't immediately come up with an answer, right? So they ask puzzles and all that. So maybe you should kind of revise all these things. Puzzles, probability, and yeah, this is the
Linear algebra not so much, but at least the basics where, I don't know, eigenvectors and stuff like that. And I think debt. There was a question on debt. Like, I don't remember the exact question, but something, some theorem. I don't remember. Seriously, I
It's
don't
a lot
remember.
of questions
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lot of interviews. So how the interview starts is first you go in and they talk about their area.
Yeah.
They don't ask you anything about finance. At least they didn't ask you. So yeah.
I think there was one person they asked about finance because he's cleared CFA, so that, but otherwise they are not really expecting you to know anything from finance. Not at all.
There answers to those questions, because I think that's what gives you confidence. If you don't know why you're applying to this company and why you're sitting for it, I think that's a big turn.
Just don't say you're in it for the money, okay? So make something else.
No, even if you say that, it's fine. But be confident about it. So yeah, keep your priorities straight. Be genuine, like don't fake and all.
Yeah, be coherent about it. Whatever you say, you should have a clear idea of what you're trying to say. Be prepared at least a bit. And they didn't really ask any linear algebra questions, and they'll definitely not ask anything related to finance. And
So yeah, again, it's a specific thing. Since they are from CS, they didn't put much emphasis on quant. People from the non-LXCS background, they put a bit more emphasis on quant, because you have to be good at something, right? These guys are good at coding, they'll expect the other thing from you.
not that you need to be good at coding.
At least decent.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so be at least generally aware of whatever you studied in probability. It's not necessary for you to be really good at it, but at least remember what a PDF or a CDF is. And yeah, that's it. They'll ask some puzzle questions which are like fairly common. You don't need
Puzzle
to.
questions are very common. Like,
Yeah.
It's common for I think almost everything. So just there are like standard puzzles that like it's there in like every preparation material this guy sent will be there. So just don't leave them, okay, thinking they're very simple.
and one more thing, if they ask you some question and you know it, don't act as if you are saying the answer. Just tell them that you know it.
Don't pretend to solve it at the time because they'll figure it out.
They'll understand it.
Any questions?
In my case, there was a question. There were 3 sections, okay? So you don't need to answer every section. So what happens is, there will be 45 minutes for every section. So if you are aiming only for the one section, one hack that I did during the test was, I wrote down the question in coding part. I came to the quant part, let the timer run, solve the question, went back to the coding part and answered it. So by this you are getting extra time for the questions that you want to answer, and you are not answering the questions that you don't want to answer. Even if you answer one particular section, fine, that will be okay, then select. You don't need to answer every section. In the interviews also, you don't need to do all the...
Guys, settle up, please.
In the interviews, you don't need to do all the interviews well. Like, I had only 4 rounds. In that, I screwed 2, but I did very well in 2 and they selected me. So, every interview is independent of the other interview. You don't need to worry about it. And they were not asking me anything about coding, because I even insisted them that please ask some coding questions. They were not asking me from coding, they were not asking me from ML, because I was from ML background. I had a very good, I'm from CS. So they told me that we know that you are good at coding, so we are testing you on probability and stuff. So that's it.
And the resume, they will just ask you about your projects. Yours, and I think doesn't really matter. So they will ask you about your projects, they'll ask you to explain it, and stuff like that. So whenever
Yeah, they highlight some points, like if you have a decent CG. Okay, so I had a finance project, so they highlighted that as well. But other than that, not really too much importance to resume and stuff. They really, I think the thing is that your test counts a lot. Believe me, it's not like a screening test or something. There is weightage to your test. Like you will have a priority order and stuff for each. I think each team has a priority order for taking people depending on how you do on a particular question in a test. It is not like again a section. So it's seriously it's very complicated. Just do like 1 or 2 sections really well and you mostly get a shot.
So I think how it works is that team members look at your test scores and then decide whether they want to interview you or not. So the test is very
Any questions you guys have for us? Yes.
How is it?
So when?
October.
Yeah.
Right?
October.
October. Yeah.
It was
at
at
the beginning.
Yes. So I think we had it after our other IITs because there was a quiz week or something going on. So yeah, again one more point. If you know, this is the tip for every test. If you know people from other IITs, ask them what kind of questions are coming to the same company.
Also, there's this Google Doc which is shared by people who sit for placements across all IITs, where they kind of post the questions for that company which came, and other people can see it, right? So a lot of times they actually repeat questions. They do. So find out that document.
Guys, if you have specific questions, you can keep on pinning them there for the next 12-30 days. We'll move on to other companies because we have limited time.